It's time.
All right, here we go.
The Cocktail Show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting.
Oh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail Show.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He is Gary Meier.
Snow.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails. Ooh, drinks.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On Friday, December 29th, 2023.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, GarrForce.
Très bien.
Of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa.
The best way to watch this show is the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio.
And we may show them on the screen
and or talk about them.
Pretty good, huh?
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live.
Here we go. The following may be disturbing on America's podcast. Boom. Shakalaka. Finger guns. Welcome. Here we are. Thanks, Alan. I know I criticize news anchors when they thank the reporter, but they're getting paid to do the job. Alan is not getting paid that much, like anything substantial. No comment, Alan. You're doing an incredible job. If people knew what you are getting to what they see on the screen and then what this other crap is out there on TV and how much that costs to put together, oh, Madon, welcome. This is it. I don't think this year is going to make my top 25 list. Thank God it is almost over, and you might feel the same. I have a current blog post, and this is focused on this article that was in the Washington Post. The title of the article, and I think you're going to agree, and we're fighting this fight here on the GarrForce. The title of the article is "Fun is Dead." And this author points out all these different things where what happened to fun? It's been sucked out the back end, and we're trying to put it back in. That's what we do here every Friday. And I have to kick the tires right now and light the fires to get going officially. There are the tires, there's the fire. And I wish I could show a house fire because I know that's a very important thing on local news. One more sequence? No, 2 more sequences. And this is it for PP Santa this season. Hello, Leslie.
Hi, Gary. Hi, everybody. Do we want to do PP Santa first or the condom pop?
Condom removal first. PP Santa is the extra. You've been very excited about this. That thing is wow.
Because I've been watching this happen. Look at this. Look at what happened to this condom.
You better put on some
That's
goggles.
what happened. Oh, you know what? I will, because who knows what's going to happen now that I pop the bubbly. So here we go.
Okay. That's
ready?
Gonna
3,
really shoot.
2.
3, 2. Wow. That's over the shoulder. Nice.
Cheers, my dears.
All right. What is that? Wine?
It's
champagne?
A sparkling wine. They're calling it champagne, so I'm assuming
you can't. That's illegal.
In advertising, it's got to be. It's not just a sparkling wine. It's called champagne, and it's an extra dry.
Okay, report that, because unless it's from Champagne, France, it can't be called champagne.
Extra dry, sparkling. American sparkling wine.
No.
They hit it on the back.
Hey. So. Yeah. You can't call it champagne. All right. Cheers. Happy New Year. And I am drinking port because I used up all my Manhattan privileges on Christmas Eve when I had 3 Manhattans. Yeah. And so I'm doing port to wrap up the year to pace myself. Cheers to the GarrForce, to the listeners. Thank you for your support. Now, okay. This
For the
has been
last
such
time.
a wonderful addition to the holiday shows. And I asked you if PP Santa could do champagne, and you tried champagne, and oddly enough, that
It
clogged.
wouldn't work. Yeah. So we're back
Santa only
to
likes the French stuff, apparently.
yeah, maybe that's it. Santa goes, oh, I will not pee
No.
that stuff. It's
No,
American.
that burns. That burns like Natalie Wood got burned.
Where was he from? Turkey? So yeah, no, I guess
Ooh.
got that European Saint Nick. Wasn't he Turkish or something?
I
Anyway.
don't know.
So here we go for the last time in 2023.
Oh, it's eggnog. Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And my Santa
Oh,
just got excited.
yes. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Save some for later, Santa.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. Okay. We are officially airborne, and we are going to go to Terry Savage right now because Terry has plans and she has to get out of here in a little bit. After we're done with Terry, hello, Terry. Hello.
What am I doing here? Quick. Well, what am I doing? What am I doing here? I'm the
What do you
Meier.
mean?
Well, hold on.
Come on. You have to admit this is better than those stodgy radio and TV shows you do.
Absolutely. You can never tell what's going to happen here. This is not prepared. I'm on the hot seat here. So that's okay.
Right. And the hotter the seat, the better.
Yeah.
Okay. What was I going to say? I just lost my whole train of thought here. Leslie, PP Santa, da da da.
It doesn't.
Here it is. Here it is. Alan has assembled another medley of your condom releases, and we're going to show that after we're done with Terry's segment.
Oh, please hang around for that for sure.
Wow, Terry, roasting us tonight. Roasting.
Well, Leslie, you've been led astray. And if you were going to do it, Leslie, you should have done it with Dom Perignon or Veuve Clicquot or something like that. You know?
I'm just a regular gal drinking regular American sparkling wine.
What is Dom, 150 a bottle? I mean, come on.
No, it's about $250 now. I know because I went to buy some for a friend of mine. I went, wait, really?
Wait,
eggs
what?
are $6 a dozen, and Dom Perignon is $250. I mean, really?
Yeah. Well,
that's inflation for you. You know, that really hurts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that starts our conversation, and we're going to go with this right out of the chute. You were on 60 Minutes a few weeks ago talking about this Social Security scam, and I had no idea this was a thing. And you have now lit a fire under our government. And can you tell everybody what this is all about?
Here's what we found. Larry Kotlikoff, who's a famed economist who wrote the best-selling book about 5 or 6 years ago, Get What's Yours from Social Security, who's been tracking a lot of these issues. I wrote a story about a woman who got a letter from Social Security demanding a clawback of $88,000 within 30 days because they overpaid her benefits. She wrote me, Terry, I'm 73. I'm a widow, a recent widow. I had triple bypass surgery. Do I have to sell my house? And I figured, well, I'm Terry Savage. I could certainly fix this terrible mistake. And I kept calling Social Security, and they kept putting me off. And I finally said, I'm writing the column anyway. And I did. My column goes around the country. You can read them all at terrysavage.com. And all of a sudden, I got inundated with emails from people. Oh, my gosh, it happened to me, too. It happened to my mother, my sister. Oh, my goodness. Horrible stories. I called Larry, and he said, write another column. Let's collect them. Let's write a book, because I know this is happening, too. And basically, nobody ever goes to Social Security at full retirement age or even early and says, okay, I'm Susie Q. I've reached full retirement age. I worked all my life. I think I made a lot of money. I know I paid in a lot of money. And I think I should get $3,212 a month from you guys. No, they call and say, I'm signing up. What do I get? And Social Security, in multiple ways, over the many years, miscalculated benefits, partly because teachers and other public servants get a kind of a pension offset, the WEP, for their public pensions. Others are in cases of disability where they decide many years later that you didn't really deserve it back 32 years ago or worse. You're a child whose parents received benefits on your behalf because they were disabled, so their child benefits along with that. And now 35 years later, they come back and say, you're 23, you're working. We want that money back from when you were 7. What happened is Social Security has given the power at very low levels for clawbacks They won't give you an appeal. They won't give you a waiver. And they have the ultimate power because they say, pay us back in 30 days or we'll stop your benefits going forward. And that's what they do. It's against the law. It's against fairness and equity, which is written into the law. We expose that. You know, we're on 60 Minutes. And we wrote a book, Social Security Horror Stories. There's a website of the same name, socialsecurityhorrorstories.com. These are very sad stories. What could we do? I mean, Anderson Cooper, I sent this to my friends at CBS, and they sent it on, and Anderson Cooper called and said, we want to do this story. When we taped it in Chicago late summer, I turned to him and I said, well, wait a minute, what did Social Security tell you about this? He said, they wouldn't talk to us. Now that lets you know how abusive and above the law Social Security feels that it is. Now we have the Treasury Department at the highest levels looking into this. Just before the holidays, the House Ways and Means Committee, which controls Social Security, they're a subcommittee, sent strongly worded letters to Social Security. There's a new head of Social Security incoming in January, and we think we're going to get them to stop the clawbacks, make a deadline of 18 months. You don't find your mistake, you can't claw back 20 years of your mistake. And have hearings to determine what's fair, not just arbitrary cutting off. So socialsecurityhorrorstories.com. It could happen to you, and there are many ways they can get you that nobody knows about. So in the book, the second half is all the ways you can avoid these kinds of horror stories. So, it's been a big project. This is my give back. You know, there's the chance. Oh, well, you know how much they've clawed back? I broke the lead of it. Was we found out, they said, read our report. And I read the report, their annual report, and said there's a $21 billion receivable. That is, you've overpaid 21.6 to be exact billion dollars. 2 million people so far and counting. Old people, disabled people who have no money, most of whom are living on their benefits, have received clawback letters, 30 days, here's how to send us the money, or we stop your benefits. And that's what's been happening. We're going to get them. We're going to make them change their ways. That's my last great project. So there you go.
Well, thank you for doing that. And you featured some people on that piece on 60 Minutes, and it was just sad to see these poor people being clubbed like this. And now they're trying to figure it out. And here, you work your ass off your whole life. You pay into this. This is your money. And then you get to this point, and now it's all this.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's power run amok. So we will see what happens. We continue to work on this. The people that they featured on 60 Minutes were some of those that we gave them that had written into us. They all got their problems forgiven. Oh, no, we're not clawing back anymore. If they can do it for those 3, they can do it for 2 million more people. Social Security has a problem. I don't want to get into that now. It's going to run out. But you don't do that on the backs of people who are older and retired and disabled. That's not the way you fix the problem. So anyway, guess what? You started out talking about this year. Did you not think it was a reasonably good year despite you didn't have any fun? Did you have any fun?
Oh, I try to every Friday. This is my fun spot. It's guaranteed. But I'm not talking about the whole world in general has its issues, and then that seeps into my noggin and just some other personal stuff. And then you start to look at the year and go, can I get your read on what you saw in January of 2023 and the end here, and how did it play out as you saw it?
Well, look at how we ended up. It was really been a kind of an interesting year here. In January, everybody was predicting recession. I found myself writing an article in midsummer. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet, but surely the Fed raising rates, surely it hitting some of the banks we saw in March, the smaller banks, which because they bought treasuries that locked in money for 3 or 5 years at low rates, when rates went up, those bonds weren't as valuable. Then there was a crisis in banking of the mid-sized banks. Surely a recession is coming. There were some layoffs starting as there were consumer confidence concerns and all kinds of things. As I said, even I wrote a column and I ended it with, I'm not predicting a recession, but it could happen. Get yourself in shape. And if I'm wrong, the worst it'll be is you'll have less debt and more savings. But guess what? We ended the year with no recession. How about that? Was very good news. We ended the year with the stock market touching all-time highs. The S&P 500 index gained 24%. The NASDAQ, full of tech stocks, gained 44%. The Dow at one point touched an all-time high in December. I mean, excuse me, for an economy we were all worried about. Yes, there's there's not necessarily lockstep between the economy and the markets, but the markets were euphoric. Why? Interest rates. First of all, savers got really nice high interest rates on savings bonds, on treasury bills. And even as recently as November, you could roll over 6-month T-bills at 5.5%. They're down about 0.25% now. But all of a sudden, savers made money. The stock market made money. And then came the sense that, and inflation came down. Why did the Fed stop raising rates? They haven't cut them yet. Because the inflation numbers came down. No, stuff doesn't cost less, but it stopped going up at that rate. So inflation came down, and all of a sudden the smart money said, wait, if inflation's under control, the Fed can not only not raise rates again, but pretty soon they ought to start cutting rates. And Jay Powell at the Fed said, well, we're still worried. We're still watching. We're not really there yet. We're not really there. And the market said, oh, yeah, you are. We know you're going to cut rates in spring. So the market went to new highs. Interest rates backed off. Mortgage rates, which were over 8% midsummer, are down to 7% or maybe a smidge lower. So now you can buy and sell a house. Yeah, I know it's not 3%. I hope you'll never see that in your lifetime again. 2 years ago, when we talked, then the show, I said, oh gosh, refinance your mortgage. Even if you're 70 and you don't think you're going to live 30 years, take a 30-year mortgage at 3.1%. But at least the mortgage market should loosen up a little bit. So what else?
We're heading into a presidential election, and historically, is the economy always goosed up during a presidential year and an election year? Is that how it usually rolls?
Yeah. So the fourth quarter of the year is usually of a presidential election year upcoming is usually a good one for the stock market. And there's a sense, although our Congress is so screwed up that I don't think any historical relations will hold anymore because nothing's getting done particularly. It used to be historically that everybody'd chip in and go, yeah, let's boost the debt limit. Let's do this. Let's do that because for sure it's an election year. We all want to get reelected. I don't think that's happening this year. But I took a look at some numbers. In 1980, Jimmy Carter ran for reelection and lost, even though the market was up 25% the year before. And then Ronald Reagan won re-election 4 years later, even though the previous year the market had done just about nothing. So there's not any longer a tie-in between presidential election years and the economy, although there used to be more spending, goose the economy, make everybody feel good, vote for us. And there's not really a good link anymore between what the market did and whether the incumbent will get reelected. So, I mean, you're on your own for that. I don't make predictions. You said, you want to make some predictions? I said, no, I don't.
No, I know. But I know you, in general, see things coming and try to give us some crystal ball atmosphere on what might be here in the next 3 to 6 months. Okay, that's fine. You have something in your notes that you sent me, Klarna. I've never heard of this. What is that?
Okay, let me tell you a couple of things that I'm potentially worried about. Very interesting statistic. About 3 months ago, I think it was at the end of the third quarter, consumer debt was over $1 trillion for the first time. This is after everybody swore during the pandemic, I'll never be in debt again. I'm never going to, or in 2008, that last recession. And then during the pandemic, I will never be in debt again. This is after money got shoved out the door during the pandemic to everybody and savings rates were higher and people had money. Still in the third quarter, the consumer debt for the first time ever went over $1 trillion credit card debt. That was when I was issuing warnings. My goodness gracious, this is horrible. And then just this last week, LendingTree came out with a shocking number that credit, even though merchants say, it was a good shopping season, not booming, but it was okay. Nobody's complaining. Credit card spending was down almost a third from last year. Does that mean consumers got smart? I don't think so. All of you out there, you know that when you check out online, it's Klarna, it's all these companies that say, make 4 easy payments. We'll give you instant credit. You can spread this out. Each 25% payment will be so affordable. So you think, and there's no interest charged on it. And they don't check your credit report. And I am guessing that somewhere along March or April, usually I worry about January when people get their credit card bills. But I think that as people now have to make monthly payments, they can find that they did this one and that's a monthly payment next week, and that one, oh, I forgot I bought that. And these payments come due. And I think consumers are going to be in trouble this spring. So that might be one worrisome thing, that the statistics are high about credit card use, but weren't shocking over the holidays, but probably because they avoided. Consumers are smart. They said, we'll take 4 easy payments with no interest. Let's see if they're so easy to pay when the bills come due.
All right. Well, I know you have to go to dinner, and I don't want to keep you.
I want to do one other thing. I want to give you something. Do you have we don't have a commercial break here, do we? Okay.
Listen, this is not that radio thing you do. Like you talk 4 minutes. Oh, we'll be back in 8 minutes and start up again. No, you're on a roll.
I want to give you a couple of things to do as you start the new year. They're not going to be tough, but there's facing up to reality. I can't do this on general TV. I mean, I mentioned it, but I know that the people who read newspaper columns and stuff like that aren't so sophisticated. Everybody out here, though, if you're watching Garry, you can do this. You need to use technology to your advantage. Now, many years ago, I found Mint, which was a great financial technology, which just got subsumed and went out of business in December. But there are a couple of them they're apps you can use on your phone. I'll give you 2 of my favorites. Quicken has an app called Simplify, Simplifi. Just Google Quicken Simplify. It's $4 a month. Set yourself up properly for the new year. It's really easy to add your bank accounts, your brokerage accounts, everything. It'll tell you when bills are coming. It'll track your spending patterns. It is, in my opinion, the best thing you can do for yourself in the new year is, and I'm not getting paid for this, no, and I looked at a bunch of them. Oh, how'd you get that? That's very good producing. Oh, quick and simplify. Do that. It's $4 a month to complete financial control. It looks inside your investments. It shows you where, your stuff in your retirement accounts, your 401k at work, and other accounts. If you have a spouse and you don't want her or him to see this one credit card, because that's what you use to buy presents, you can make that portion of it password protected, but you can still do your joint financial goal planning. So that's number 1. Number 2, get your life organized. You don't want to be worrying about money. That's the theme for the new year. Do not worry about money. You have a job. I don't know if there's going to be a recession. Some people are losing their jobs. I can't forecast that. You've got cash flow that's like wind in your sails. Organize your life. So number 1 would be to do Simplify or Rocket Money. Number 2, do you know where everything is? If you got hit by the proverbial bus tomorrow, or in Chicago, it could be a bicycle or a truck or anything else, who would know where all your credit cards are, what your bank accounts are, what your passwords are for all your accounts, what your password is for the password on your account, on your Dashlane account where you keep your passwords, all that stuff. This is free. Go to terrysavage.com. In the top right-hand corner, it says Personal Financial Organizer Form. It's a 4-page form. You could fill it out online and then print it out. I don't see it. Or print out blanks and give them to your family to do the same. Put in all that information. You'll find stuff like, when did you update your will and who has a copy? Ooh, we haven't done that in a while. Where's your list of beneficiaries for your IRA and 401k? Ooh, wow, that's my ex-wife kind of thing. So fill out that form. It'll show you what's missing in your life, what you need to do, but it'll also show you where everything is, and then put it someplace not in your safe deposit box, because one of the questions is, where's your safe deposit box and who has permission and where's the key? But maybe, I'll tell you, I keep mine in my black lingerie drawer because nobody goes there anymore. But
Okay, that's
that's
fine.
my contribution to you. This should be the year of control over your money. And if you're squeamish now and you don't know how much your balances are on all your credit cards outstanding, this is for you. Please get yourself in order. The only way to get ahead is to get even, and the only way to get even is to get organized. That's the savage truth. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And you always end with, where else would you want to invest your money? What country would you want to live in and invest your
Through
money?
all of this, everything that's going on in the world, the S&P 500 up 24%, the NASDAQ up 44%, no guarantees about next year, but keep this in mind. Over the long run, and I'm going back almost 100 years, starting back in 1926, there has never been a 20-year period where you would have lost money in a diversified portfolio like that S&P 500 fund that's in your 401k with dividends reinvested, even adjusted for inflation. So you don't have to beat the market. Just make sure you continue to put money in your 401k. You can put more this year. So go to the HR department and tell them to take more out. You won't be sorry in the long run.
Thanks, Terry. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, and a healthy one, and a prosperous one.
All right. And your black lingerie drawer is where all your stuff is. Okay.
Yeah, that's where you'll find it.
All right. Have a nice dinner.
You too.
Terry Savage, the savage truth right there. Well, that's not bad.
You know, on top of that, I mean, she's not only really savvy, the fact that she's going after Social Security, she's dealing with the highest levels of government to help people when she doesn't necessarily have to. That's pretty freaking cool right there. So,
and getting results, which doesn't always happen when you hit the government.
Well,
they're not going to budge that much.
And that's it. For the average person, we can't get Anderson Cooper to say, hey, can you straighten this out for these people? No. So it's good that there may be some blanket solutions for us in the future, too. That's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, that's a good way to end the year, I think. And we're going to show this. Oh, hey, we haven't looked at the comments because, like I said, Terry was on a time crunch. Did Keely Ann check in? Alan?
I didn't see one. Our first commenter was Martin.
He's always there
British
from British Columbia. And I'm going to strap on the screen door if you don't mind. And I think it's right. Yeah, look at me on the year on an up note.
On that high note. There you go.
On that one. Tom, Tracy, Dale, Sandy, Scott from Scott's Vintage, right?
Yep. Who is one of our generous donors. Okay.
And before we get this, go ahead.
But I'm throwing this into this week's prize package, but it kind of creeps me out, and I don't know the history of it, so maybe I'm wrong. But how's that for a patch to go on your? It's a child overlooking a golf course. I'm assuming this was some sort of memorial golf thing, but
I don't know what I'm assuming here.
But I kind of don't want it in my house anymore, so it's going to you, the lucky winner.
That's nice.
So we got lots of other stuff here too.
And I was going to say, before you get too deep, Gary, it's also Johnny from Michigan's birthday on New Year's, and he's in Chicago partying it up, and wishing you all a happy New Year.
All right, Johnny, happy New Year. He's been texting me on what he'll be doing in Chicago. And he's going to rip up the town as he always does. Happy birthday, brother. And I saw Jim Foster in the queue. Jim is a good friend of mine, and I was talking to him yesterday, and he was sucking on a bottle of Bullet Manhattans. And he gave me a bottle, and I went through that in about 3 shows. So I am now in search of another bottle of that. And like I said,
pacing.
Christmas
it's all
Eve,
about pacing.
Christmas Eve, 3 Manhattans. Wow. Woo. Yeah, baby.
You were not driving. You didn't do anything inappropriate. And you said even the hangover wasn't so bad.
Not bad. And then I heard you shouldn't, and I always take a Tylenol after one of those binges. Oh, he's sending me too. Thank you, Jim. They say that's not the right thing.
Tylenol and
aspirin,
alcohol don't go well
yeah,
together.
but it works for me. But they say aspirin.
I think so. Well,
yeah.
Tylenol, I think, can have some gastric issues, and that it's just not safe to take Tylenol with alcohol.
Yeah, that's what they said. Okay, well, now I know. And our good friend and the sponsor of the GarrForce Music, Buddy Bear Car Wash, through George Bliss. George is under the weather, and we want to wish him get well wishes all around here. And he sends you stuff to give away on Fridays, the Buddy Bear Car Wash backpack in Barbie pink.
In Barbie pink. Oh, it's a good prize package this week. Should we just start setting that up? There's no harm in setting it up early. So
no. It was funny that Leslie Hefty said that. I thought when Terry said, "Oh, do you have to take a break?" Because she's so used to doing regular radio.
Yeah.
And you talk 3 minutes and then, oh, can you hold on? We got about 15 minutes or something.
I have a really important thing to say. And if you were on terrestrial radio, they'd go, yeah, we have to go to break.
Right. And the breaks, it's not where they just go, we'll stop here. It's all ginned up for the ratings. The whole design of the format is to gin up their ratings because of the way the ratings are taken. It has something to do with the methodology of the ratings, and that's the whole reason why you hear certain things at certain times. How about just put good content on?
Well, and that's it. It's the way they've been doing it for 40, 50 years. So it's not that it has to be that way. It's just because it is that way.
They're chasing the ratings. That's all they're doing. What do you got there?
It's a crossword puzzle book, but it's a really old one. Thank you, Turtle Bean. She provided that. We've got our friends from Oh Yes giving you some bracelets this week. We've got that creepy kid patch. I'm sorry, he might be an adorable child, but I don't know that this is the best depiction of this child. But of course, Tracy from Wisconsin, who seriously outdid herself this Christmas season. Oh my God. But she also provides us with bendables and ball liquors. So thank you for that. Scott from Scott Vintage Antiques and Collectibles. I had to keep this on my lap because the cat wanted to eat it really badly.
If you take that off your lap, what is it?
It's a lucky rabbit's foot. Lucky for everybody but the rabbit, because it's still, it's got the little nails and everything.
Everybody when I was a kid had one of those. And we didn't even think about it's a foot of an animal that we think is good luck.
Yeah, that's like those people who have those end tables made out of an elephant leg. What the F?
I know. Yeah, and just to stop you there, as far as vintage toys, I was at a family get-together last night, and their 7-year-old, there was an 8-ball sitting there, and I went, "Who's 8-ball?" And the 7-year-old goes, "It's mine." And I'm thinking, yes.
Yeah.
The 8-ball continues.
That's classic.
Yeah.
I had a neighbor kid who wanted, "Do you have any toys?" It's like, "Yeah, I've got some. Let's go see what's in the garage." Turned him on to a light bright, and this kid was in heaven.
Wait a minute.
With a light bright.
This kid, how old is he?
He was about 5. It was the neighbor's grandson. Yeah.
They came over, and that was the first thing he said. "You got any toys?"
No,
See, these kids are so addicted to Christmas.
He just likes hanging with me, but then he wanted toys. I said, "Well, let's plug in the light bright and see what you putting stupid little plastic plugs into construction paper." And he was so freaking happy. Speaking of things that make you happy, how about a personalized magnet for your refrigerator, courtesy of our own Alan Delinka? And finally, the prize that started it all, the wine condom. So there you go.
Yeah, that's a hefty package.
Hashtag, I don't know. What do we want to do? Hashtag Savage, somebody suggested. And,
that's fine.
We love having Terry on the show. She's such a great guest.
She's aces. And just such a nice person, too.
So why don't we do that? Yeah, she's working for you. If you're dealing with Social Security, this could be a game changer. So hashtag Savage.
Savage. And then in about 20 minutes, Ellen will push the button and give somebody all that stuff. So when do you want to run the vid?
Let's do the recap of the condom launches now.
Okay.
Show people who haven't been here before how it all started and how it got this way. And there can be a good quiz because you can like try to figure out how many times Leslie hit herself with it, what other creatures Leslie has hit with it,
how many misfires we've had. Yeah.
So there's all sorts of
check your spelling.
And that's Sauvage. Isn't that the cologne from Johnny Depp? Sauvage.
I don't know. Sauvage. But yeah.
All right. So let me go to the vid and we'll run it. It's 2 minutes and we'll come back to you afterwards. Ready? Here we go.
Watch the monitors.
Ryan sent me a gift last week, some wine condoms. And I don't exactly know what a wine condom is, so I'm going to open one with y'all today.
Yeah. Hey.
And it comes right up.
There it goes. Take the wine. Oh, there it is. She does that. Ooh, look. Oh, there it goes. Oh. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. There. Oh. And where is that? And good. No. There. There that has never happened.
No.
Oh.
Where the? Oh no! Oh, I hit the cat.
Watch it. What? There it goes. Oh, there it goes.
So I am very slowly going to remove it this week.
No. There it is.
I fired.
Goggles on. Oh, yeah. 1 goes. 3, 2. Whoa. Is that a TikTok video? Can you put that on the top? That's fun.
Oh, Lordy.
I can reformat it, but we don't have a TikTok account.
We have to have an account. How does that work? I mean,
the same way it works with YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and you got to feed it.
And then
TikTok is a
communist China ask for your personal information, and they will use it for some nefarious.
I did this week post a clip version of your interview with Tom Skilling. I posted a 1-minute version, which got over 1,000 views. I was very impressed with that. And I published, since we had all those technical problems, a version of his interview where it's just continuous, right? I took out all the technical glitches and such. And so it's just nice and smooth. And if people want to see more of that, let us know in the comments, because they're very time consuming to do. But we certainly can do some things like that going forward.
All right. Thank you for doing that, Alan. Yeah, that was good to talk to Tom, the ace weatherman of Chicago, the Walt Disney of weather, who's retiring in February. That's going to be a big blow, because there was that moment of knowing he was there all the time that gave you this comfort. I like certain things to always be there, as I think we all do, because that's the warm fuzzy, and life seems constant and stable when that is happening. And then when people leave, not so stable.
And what do you want to bet that his going away party is going to be about 3 weeks long?
Yeah.
Because I'll bet you that station is going, what are we going to do without him?
This morning on WGN Morning News, on the internet version that I can see here in Florida, they had already started playing the mournful music for a promo piece. In February, we're going to say goodbye to Tom. And at first, when they came, but oh no, Tom passed away. And then I realized, no, they were just doing the retrospective for his retirement. And I think they're going to hype it all February.
Right. Yeah. Well,
isn't
after
that a
he
ratings
leaves, I don't-
month?
Yes.
Hmm.
Wow. That I didn't think about that, but I'm thinking Tom wanted to probably leave at the end of January, and they went, "Wait a minute, Tom. February we take ratings, and this is huge for us. And after you leave, we're gonna have to play Christmas music all the time." See.
There's the weather.
Okay. Is 53 good or bad for December in Central Florida, Alan?
This year it's about typical. We've had cooler evenings. We'll go anywhere from 80 down to 30 at this time of year. Last Christmas we were below freezing.
So predictable.
Yeah, it's Florida.
Yes, no state income tax. Come on down.
Oh shoot, we haven't talked to Ryan yet. Oh shoot, hang on one second. Are we? Is Ryan here?
Yes, he is.
I see him in the green room. Would you like me to put him on the screen?
You talked to him before we went on, Leslie.
Well, but hang on a second.
Hey there.
I forgot to bring him. Hang on, dude.
Something. I don't know what's going on. How you doing, Ryan?
Did you want a glass of
Yes, I'd like a glass of water. Thank you.
What? Uh-oh. Rumors are starting.
There you go. I was
the ceiling slants in just the right way. I've avoided those.
It's almost connected right there. Look at that. What the?
I was down this way for work, and I wanted to continue to do some work and not have to run home. So I borrowed a room at the Leslie's
at the chateau.
Yeah.
Okay, that has the tone of I was walking through the kitchen.
Ooh, look at the way
there was a spaghetti spoon on the floor. That's how that sounded.
It is cool the way the ceiling lines up.
Yeah, you're in a different room, right? Is he in a different room?
Yes, I'm right across the hall.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know that.
So we were going to surprise everybody. So that's why I was kind of like, you said, yeah, you're somewhere, Ryan. I said, yeah.
Well, we get together an hour before we go on, and I noticed that wasn't Ryan's usual background. I said, "Where are you?" And he goes, "Well, I'm in Illinois. I'm doing some work here." And I go, "Okay, how far are you from home?" "I'm not that far." And he's
not that far.
Yeah, he's kind of vaguing it up, and I'm like, "Okay, it's none of my business." And now I know why.
Yes,
and it still isn't any of my business. Forget about local news. I do often. Have you noticed one of the favorite things they're showing? Speaking of TikTok, too, is this plane landing at Heathrow in high winds, and there's somebody that was rolling tape sitting in his car or something as this thing is heading to the runway. And that's been a big thing on all the newscasts because they love any kind of aviation and fire seem to be very new and exciting. So they got to show every little thing about it.
If they could show the SST exploding on takeoff every week, they would do that just because it combines both.
Yes. Plane crashes. That's the chubby lottery right there.
And that one man just found that wing, right? He found that wing and left it go back in the ocean.
Right.
And said,
9 years ago, he found it.
Yeah.
It's on his
An Australian guy. Yeah. It was on a trawler. They pulled up a giant commercial airline wing, but then it was going to overheat the engine. So they just let it go.
And he just didn't say anything and moved on. Okay. Wow. All right. We're going to take the little break here that Terry referred to that we do once in the show and pay homage to the sponsors. And the first one would be our friends at Bettenhausen Automotive.
Bettenhausen, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram has that perfect certified pre-owned vehicle for you on 159th Street in Tinley Park. During the Wrap Up the Year sales event, get a certified 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee for $29,500 or this certified 2021 Jeep Wrangler for $33,990. Upgrade your sleigh with this 2022 Dodge Challenger for $46,990. Your best certified pre-owned buying experience starts now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
And if you don't live in the Chicago area and are looking for a new car, check out their prices, and they could probably ship if you're in the continental United States. I have relatives that have done that. And the man here is licensed in 35 states if you're looking for a mortgage. And the rates, as Terry mentioned, down about 1%. And they say come January and beyond, the housing market's going to explode again because of that. And even at 7, that's not too bad. And then refi, maybe they'll have a 6 there in a year or so. Refi, right? That's how you do it. Free consultation at those numbers.
Whatever the numbers are, talk to David, and then he's going to help you through whatever the situation may be and make sure that you're in the best position.
Yeah. I read a long time ago, if you waited till you were 100% ready to do something, you'd never do anything. I mean, there's always going to be something that's going to, oh, I don't know. Just go with this man and he'll hold your hand and save you money. I don't think that's bad. Now, Ryan, speaking of saving money, he's been sending me pictures of various gas pump prices, and he's got a 2 in that first slot.
Actually, I have a photo, Alan, if you want to stick it up. This is the one I sent Gary.
That's in Wisconsin?
That is.
Wow.
Look at that.
268.
Nice.
And that wasn't like at a member only. That was just at a regular, it says discounted price, but it wasn't at a membership place. So
yeah, I had a membership offer. I had a membership offer at BJ's today for $219. And now that I drive an electric car, that doesn't do anything for me, but I thought $219 was especially low for premium.
Wow.
Premium?
Yeah. I can't. I'm sorry. It was regular. I had to buy premium in my old car.
Okay. But still, $219. I really didn't think we'd get anywhere near these numbers again.
Yeah.
Okay. Who knows?
So
I'm just going to say, they always blame any president for the gas prices if they're high. And I reply, if a president could control gas prices, they'd all keep it at $1, $1.50. Why wouldn't they?
Right.
I mean, come on. They can't. It's a market thing. It's a free market. And what are they going to do? They can't demand anything. It's supply, demand, and whatever these companies can charge. But if you could control it, wouldn't you? Yes, because you'd be the fat cat at the White House all the time. All right, Ryan?
I do have some other pictures. Some of them you've seen, some of them I've picked up. This was when we had sent over the week.
So this was, I wonder what this is wrapped by the tree. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that for Daddy? Oh.
Oh, Papa.
Someone
if you
posted that
see
on
anything inappropriate, the term for that is a pareidolia. It's where it's your dirty mind that's just taking 2 trees and making it something different.
Oh, there's a term for this? That's an official term?
Pareidolia. It's where you see the man in the moon or anything like that. These are just 2 trees, but if you see something else, that's on
there
you.
You go. And since we talk about this, look at the young. This was the other day. It just young Pat Sajak in Vanna.
Wow.
Well, yeah, 41 years ago, we were all younger, weren't we?
Yeah.
He kind of looks alien.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. There's something not quite right about Pat. I mean, Vanna looks fabulous, but what?
He's kind of like him.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Maybe he's a hobbit. Oh no.
We were talking about no fun, and I sent this to Gary, and it was right after he had wrote his blog.
Yeah, the fun is dead column in the Washington Post that I played off of, and I think it's true. I don't know if I'm exaggerating a bit here and there, but overall, the office party, all these things that used to be standard and people getting together and having a good time, gone.
Mm-hmm. And then here's the one that really blew up the internet.
Yeah, I posted this on Facebook the other day, and I was introduced to the Stanley Cup at a holiday gathering. Had not heard of this before, and it's the rage. Every kid has one of it.
It is. So I do have a report.
They come in different colors, so that's a thing. Which color do you want? And
I'm still a Yeti person. I have no problem
is
with
it a lot different than this?
No, not a whole lot at all.
And Disney's big partner down here is Corksicle. They keep giving us Corksicle glasses or mugs or whatever you want to call these things at all the events.
Okay, and what makes this so special? What is it that is different than other cups from yesteryear?
Truly insulated. I mean, the insulation value of Yetis and these Stanley cups are incredible. If you look at the price of a Yeti cooler, even a little one is around $250.
Yep.
But there are videos of people whose houses burned down, I think the one that really got things going was a woman whose car burned up, and she had I think it was the Stanley Cup in the center console. And while the rest of the car is charged, they open up the Stanley Cup and there's still fluid with ice in it. So we're talking, I mean, some serious insulation value.
Okay. And I don't know how these things catch. I'm sure it's TikTok. It's whatever can light a fire on TikTok, and then it becomes the thing.
Yeah.
Someday I'm going to learn how to do the floss dance. That's anyway.
And anything else, Ryan?
I have a recorded report.
Oh, you do?
I ended up pulling it off. Yep.
All right, let's see that.
It's Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Hey there, everybody. It's Ryan from Wisconsin. I hope you had a great holiday. As you can see here, we had a great holiday. We're all about capybaras now at the house, and my mother-in-law got us all matching pajamas. So we did the traditional Facebook picture by the Christmas tree, all dressed in our capybara pajamas. So I thought it'd be fun to wear them for this report. If you're looking for somewhere to buy near a football stadium, there's a house for sale near Lambeau Field. It is only running $699,000, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. Everybody's saying it's way underpriced because it's literally in the backyard of Lambeau Field. It's just down the block. It would be a great location for a diehard Packer fan to buy, and it's still on the market, so check it out. Switching gears a little bit, if you're looking for a gun range that has lots of lanes and it's not crowded, and it also has unlimited use, meaning you sign up and you can shoot as much as you want. It's the largest gun range in Wisconsin, and it's just opened in Cudahy, Wisconsin. So if you're looking for something to do, maybe you got a new Christmas toy and you want to go to the gun range, go out and check out it in Cudahy. I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Happy New Year.
I thought I was looking at the Von Trapp family there for a second.
I told Jamie that and she laughed.
Do you get pajamas every year?
No, we don't. We
Some
don't.
people
it was
do.
Like,
this is a
it
thing.
was like this. Wait until you open this together, and it was like pajamas. Great, and they're big. I mean, they're kind of roomy pajamas. So.
You say pajamas or pajamas? Is it pajamas or pajamas? Pajamas?
Pajamas. That's what
you
pajamas.
say tomato, and I
but
say
it's capybara. So I mean, Henry was thrilled. So
okay, as long as I don't see any of you at a local establishment, a public place in those, like I've seen all week, people going to various places in their pajamas.
Yes.
I don't want to get too dark here, but as you were doing that gun range story, I thought there was going to be a punchline, and that would be your local shopping mall. Open 24/7. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, Ryan.
Yes.
Great year from you. Thank you for all your effort. It's fun.
See you soon, Ryan.
Yes.
Okay. I think we're going to let the camera roll after this is over. Wow. Whoa. Okay. Where are we? You got some stories, I think, right?
I do.
Right.
Does the thought of not having your mobile phone nearby fill you with dread? Well, you may have a condition known as nomophobia. For some folks, the thought of losing, breaking, or just being disconnected from their cell phone can trigger severe anxiety. Some even suggest that this reliance on our digital devices may be a form of behavioral addiction. Research is underway to better understand people's growing reliance on their digital connectivity and what might be done to develop a more healthy relationship with this ever-expanding technology.
That is so true. I think all of us are constantly thinking, where's my phone?
Well,
Where's my phone? I got to check my phone.
And when we were still working at a terrestrial radio station together, you went, how long was it without a cell
2
phone?
years. Here's how it started.
Amazing.
I needed a battery for the phone,
Okay.
and the phone was out of date or whatever. I couldn't get the battery, and then I thought, okay, I got to get a new phone. What kind of phone do I want? So I went a day. I went 2 days, no phone. Went a week, and then about 2 weeks in, I thought, how long can I go? And this was 7, 8 years ago.
Right.
I went almost 2 years. And it was
Incredible.
an interesting experiment because it's almost impossible for a lot of reasons that we've set up for ourselves now. And that's the beauty of whomever designed this, the beauty that they put the addiction in there. It's like a cigarette addiction.
Oh, yeah.
And here was the ending of the experiment. Picking somebody up at the airport, that's where it gets really wonky.
Yeah.
And I had a system where there was a payphone about a block away from the airport, and I would sit there and then calculate when the person would have landed and when they'd be walking to get their luggage and to call them. I put the coin in, no dial tone, hit the coin return, and I hear something, and I put my finger in the coin return, and there was goo in there. And I thought, experiment is over. Yeah.
I'm getting me a flip phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm moving on up.
And here's a difficult situation. You're going out to a parking lot. Somebody comes up to you and says, oh my gosh, I'm in a pickle. Can I use your cell phone? What is your answer?
Boy, that's as tough. Well, it's not as tough as when you find money. We know how that goes. We know exactly what to do
we have
with
a
that.
system for that.
Yeah.
Can I make a call for you? I think would have to be my response because I don't know that I could hand my phone off to somebody.
Yeah, and who's to say they're not going to run with it?
Well, that's the idea and now look at your livelihood is on this. All those apps, all their banking information, whatever, but
yeah, I say
they're not going to get far with mine because
no.
I have you have to unlock mine many different ways to get to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we teased this story earlier today on the pre-board. A pair of sheep that were supposed to be part of a Boston church's live nativity event ended up going on the lam last week. The parish priest describes the wild scene that ensued. Quote, the police were chasing them with, I think, 5 cruisers, and some of our parishioners joined them. It's unclear how long it took to round up the runaways, but they were recaptured without injury to any of the animals or the humans involved.
It's too bad that they couldn't figure out a nativity scene as the perfect hiding place, like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. Work it. And I know I've told this story. It happened a number of years ago. I was on the radio when it happened, and I thought, oh, this is a perfect setup. Cattle truck overturns on an expressway right around Christmas. Cows are running all over the place. However, the truck overturned near a predominantly Jewish area, so there were no nativity scenes to hide out in.
And it's really hard to disguise yourself among menorahs. Yeah.
Yes.
You got to stand really tall and straight.
Yes.
And finally, Pierce Brosnan is in trouble with the law for pulling a stupid stunt at Yellowstone National Park. The actor was allegedly caught walking within one of the park's hydrothermal areas in violation of the park's rules requiring guests to remain on marked trails and boardwalks. It's a federal offense that could result in actual jail time, though it's unlikely that Pierce is going to spend any time behind bars.
Why would he do that? It's super dangerous.
I'm Pierce Brosnan.
I'm James Bond, man. I don't care.
I'm not afraid of some thermals. Yeah, well, you should be afraid of the park rangers because, yeah.
All right.
We're coming up on the top of the hour, Gary. We have to break for news, traffic, and weather very shortly.
For about 15 minutes of stuff you don't really need. It's all on your phone.
On your phone or your watch or,
Okay, but we could do whatever. Alan, you decide. Push the button, wait for the tone. What do you got?
Just wait for the tone.
No.
Phil,
right.
Phil, Gary, Phil.
Let's see.
God.
I nearly
How
closed
close is
all
it
my
to the
rings
weekend?
today.
What's that?
I nearly closed all my rings today.
All
I
right.
don't know what that means. There it is, top of the hour. What does that mean?
It means my exercise, standing, and move goals have all been achieved, or at least will be within the next few minutes. So
Yeah. Okay, great. I got bursitis on my elbow.
I know.
All right, here. I know. I didn't. My
Poor
elbow's
thing.
swollen. I went, what is that? And I heard it's bursitis. What the hell's that? Is that called? Is that tennis elbow? It looks like a tennis ball. I don't play tennis.
Do you play pickleball?
No.
You should. Maybe then you could keep your arm limber enough that you wouldn't end up with bursitis.
Yeah, it could be pickle elbow now. Here we go, Ellen. Hit the button. You got music? All right, you do. Boom, boom, ba-da-doo-doo-doo. Want to say hello to anybody? I think you do.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year.
The last one. Here we're for it's Mark 8. Ellen, what should Mark do?
Mark, send your mailing address to Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text it to 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply. And now that the busy holiday season has passed, well, I guess maybe there's still lines for people sending things by mail for return, but Leslie will get in one of those lines one of these days and get it all out in the mail to you.
In all honesty, I was in the post office today, so sorry, Cindy from last week. Your gift package was delayed, but oh my God, I thought like after the holidays things would chill out, but it was crazy busy.
Yeah, returning all kinds of shit.
Oh.
That's what it is. All right, that's it for the final GarrForce cocktail show of this year, and we're going to hit it again starting next Friday, and we're back on Monday. That's the first of the year, but we're working, and we'll talk to you then. Happy New Year. Thank you for your support. Let's take the cannoli out, and here it is. It's beautiful. It's complimentary. Take some. Cannoli.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is Angry Mama around? Because I like to say hello to Angry Mama. Hello, Mr. Letterman. Hello.
What's your deal, asshole? Easy.
Yeah. Thank you, Angry. Happy New Year, Angry. And this is where the Schnauzer rides the whale. And it is the home of the kissing Schnauzers. All right. 3 in the green. Gear is down. Flaps are down. The voice of the globe, America's podcast, the GarrForce, has landed.
Don't worry, mates. It'll be New Year's Eve in the States before you can say Bob is your uncle. Cheers, eh?
And that's it for all the news and nonsense here at the GarrForce.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Thanks for streaming. Like, subscribe, and be kind. But no need to rewind. It sure would be terrific if you subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs.
If you're watching this show recorded, that button is right here. And if you'd like to look at past episodes, try that button.
Boom. Shakalaka.
That's it.
Pretty good, huh?
All right, how do you shut this thing off?